This is News for New York.
Good evening. Sue has the night off. Omar Minaya says it was all his decision.
Well, the rumors have been swirling for days, so the fact that he fired Willie Randolph as Mets manager didn't exactly come as a surprise. But what was a big surprise was how, when, and where Willie got the axe. And tonight we're getting some answers. Len Berman's here with more for us. Len.
Well, Chuck, the shakeup came in the middle of the night. 3:15 New York time, to be exact. Willie Randolph and two coaches fired. This after traveling to Anaheim and winning the game. Their third win in their last four.
Randolph's demise started last September. The Mets' historic collapse. When they signed star pitcher Johan Santana in the offseason, it was supposed to push the Mets over the top. Instead, the team, with its hefty payroll, has languished. And then Randolph criticized the team's TV network for not portraying him well. He said it might be racial. He later said those comments were tongue-in-cheek, but the clock was ticking. And last night it struck midnight, California time.
I know the perception is that the way it was handled, it was disrespectful maybe. The reason it was handled quickly is out of respect to Willie. The worst feeling in the world is when there's a guy in uniform in the game managing, okay, and somebody told him already, you've been fired. That's humiliating.
Randolph leaves with a winning record and a contract through next season. As he left the hotel in California, he sounded crestfallen.
You know, I'm really sorry that I wasn't able to fulfill what I really said I wanted to do here and get this team to World Championships. That's what I've always been about, and it's very, very difficult right now, but you know, I'm ready to move on.
Bench coach Jerry Manuel takes over on an interim basis. He comes off as low-key, like Randolph.
Being asked to do this in New York, where I feel is the most passionate fan and very tough fan, and very sometimes can be very critical, but in a good way. I think that's an opportunity that you cannot pass up.
He is a former manager of the year with the White Sox. You've heard it a million times. It's not what they did, but how they did it. You can argue that a change may have been necessary, but in my opinion, the Mets couldn't have bungled this more. By sending out a press release in the dead of night, the organization comes across as devious and indecisive. Chuck, darling.
All right, Len.
Thank you, Len. Well, fans may have had mixed emotions about whether or not to fire Randolph, but it was hard to find a Mets fan happy with how the team handled the dismissal.
It's just like a class. It's exactly what it is. I mean, ridiculous. You got to wake up in the morning and find this nonsense out. You know? They could have did better than that.
It's not proper. Would you like to be fired in the middle of the night? I wouldn't.
The collapse last year coupled with their bad start. It's just kind of funny the way they did it, though.
So do you agree with the decision to fire Willie Randolph? You can take our survey and share your thoughts on WNBC.com.